hidden lantern.
If you feel there's more to this world than what you've been told, then stay with me. This is the Hidden Lantern, a place for those who want real, hidden knowledge without the fluff and without the chains. No pressure, no hype, just honest exploration of the left-hand path and the spirits who walk it. If that speaks to you, you're in the right place. I don't care about likes or subscribers. I'm not here to chase views or build a big following. I'm here because I finally found something real, and I want to share it with those who are searching for the same thing. Let us now dive into the occult, into forbidden but sacred knowledge. The book of the Unchained will opens itself to you. It looks deep into your soul and chooses a lesson for you today. Today, the spirits call forth Earl Andromalius of the Ars Goetia. Earl Andromalius is the 72nd and final spirit, catalogued in the Ars Goetia. Unlike many entities in demonology associated with chaos, Andromalius is unique. His primary functions revolve around justice, tracking criminals, and recovering what was lost. He is a Great Earl of Hell who commands 36 legions of spirits. According to the traditional Gothic texts, Andromalius is invoked for very specific law and order tasks. He catches thieves and forces them to return to the scene of the crime. He recovers stolen goods and lost property. He exposes deceit, hidden plots, and secret malice. He punishes the wicked, and he can uncover hidden treasures and concealed items. In modern demonology practices, many view him as a professional, direct, and highly protective spirit. Earl Andromalius is a stoic cosmic vigilante, defined by silence and immediate action. He does not debate. He does not negotiate. He wastes no words. He is a terrifying force of pure, objective justice. He carries an ice-cold disposition, completely devoid of warmth, sentimentality, or theatrical flair. He is the ultimate doer. He executes his tasks with terrifying speed and mechanical precision. When he arrives, he brings a heavy, chilling atmosphere that demands absolute focus and serious intent. He is a heart reader. He looks directly past your words, your posture, and your defenses, straight into your true nature. You cannot hide from him. You cannot lie to him. He instantly knows your real motivations, your guilt, and your innocence. He demands total transparency. Any deceit in his presence is immediately exposed. He brings mental clarity by violently slicing through self-delusion, gaslighting, brain fog, and psychological manipulation. He destroys physical disguises, unmasks hidden conspiracies, and forces hidden thieves into the light. He strips away every layer of deception until only the bare, unvarnished truth remains. Earl Andromalius can indeed be called upon to help with trauma, but he approaches it through a very specific, aggressive, and uncompromising lens. He is not a gentle, nurturing healer. He is a cosmic enforcer and investigator, cold, precise, and relentless. Trauma often leaves survivors feeling as though a vital piece of themselves was stolen by an abuser, a devastating event, or a profound injustice. Andromalius, whose traditional office is to recover stolen goods and return them to their rightful owner, is petitioned by many to hunt down and retrieve that lost personal power, peace of mind, confidence, and fragmented life force. He slices through gaslighting and intrusive flashbacks with surgical precision. He also brings closure through energetic justice. One of the deepest wounds of trauma is the lingering helplessness and lack of resolution when the wrongdoer walks free. Andromalius, as a spirit of retribution and exposure, can energetically expose hidden truths and deliver justice. This allows many to finally release their guard, stop waiting for the other shoe to drop, and begin to feel safe again. Andromalius is also heavily called upon in modern legal spellwork and court battles. Practitioners petition him to expose the truth in the courtroom, forcing the opposition to slip up, make mistakes, or accidentally reveal their lies. Because his very nature is rooted in restoring balance and uncovering hidden facts, many call on him so that judges and juries see the objective reality of the situation with crystal clarity. If someone is being falsely accused or framed, Andromalius is considered one of the best spirits to aggressively dismantle false evidence and protect the innocent. If you feel someone is secretly working against you, gossiping, sabotaging your work, or plotting behind your back, he can be called to drag their schemes into the light. His style of justice often carries a return to sender effect. He rarely creates random chaos. Instead, he forces malicious people to experience the consequences of their own actions. If someone tries to destroy your reputation, he may arrange a situation where their own reputation crumbles. It is important to remember his cold and quiet nature, especially when seeking justice. He has no room for petty revenge. If you call upon him out of pure spite, his piercing sight will turn back on you and expose your own malice. Andromalius acts as a neutral, calculating cosmic judge. He reviews the facts, sees who is truly in the wrong, and applies an equal and opposite force to restore balance. Before we begin, I want to make one thing very clear. There is no single correct way to build an altar for Earl Andromalius. Every practitioner develops their own style over time. What you see here represents one example based on traditional Goetic correspondences and modern demonolatry practices. Let's begin from the center. You'll notice that the middle of the altar cloth has been intentionally left empty. This was done out of respect for Earl Andromalius. Traditionally, his sigil or seal should be placed in this central position, making it the spiritual focus of the altar. The sigil may be engraved, carved, painted, or drawn, depending on the materials available to you. Traditionally, iron is regarded as the metal associated with earls in many modern Goetic correspondence systems because of their connection with the martial qualities often linked to Mars. Since pure iron rusts easily, many practitioners choose stainless steel, which is primarily iron and is much more practical for a permanent altar. If working with metal is not possible, there are several excellent alternatives. Thick parchment or heavy paper can be used, drawing the sigil carefully in red or black ink. Others prefer carving or wood-burning the sigil into discs of ash, oak, or pine. Clay is another popular choice, allowing the sigil to be molded and carved entirely by hand before being baked. Starting left down, near the contract are stones frequently associated with Earl Andromalius in modern practice. Tiger's eye is commonly used to reveal deception, expose hidden truths, and assist in locating lost or stolen property. Red jasper reflects his fiery, determined nature and is often associated with courage, endurance, protection, and justice. Scattered across the altar are iron nails and iron coins. Iron has long been associated with strength, protection, discipline, and martial authority. The nails symbolize binding, securing, and preventing harmful actions, while the coins represent recovered wealth and restored justice. At the rear of the altar burn 2 red candles and 1 black candle. The red candles symbolize strength, determination, justice, action, and the martial qualities traditionally associated with Earl Andromalius. The black candle represents protection, uncovering hidden truths, banishing deception, and exposing what has been concealed. To the left burns dragon's blood incense, one of the most commonly recommended incenses for Earl Andromalius in modern practice. Its rich resinous aroma is traditionally associated with protection, justice, and strengthening ritual work. Beside it rests a bottle of dragon's blood oil, blended with chili oil. The added chili oil symbolizes swiftness, intensity, and the sharp force of justice. On the right side are 2 drinking vessels. One contains high-quality bourbon, which many practitioners offer to him. He also enjoys full-bodied red wine. Whiskey or rum are excellent alternatives. Black coffee, strong and bitter, is another favorite offering for Earl Andromalius. The second contains fresh water, symbolizing purity, balance, and welcome. Although the cup itself is made of iron and decorated with red stones to reflect the altar's martial symbolism, the water reminds us that justice should remain clear and balanced rather than driven only by emotion. The large iron offering plate contains several foods commonly associated with Earl Andromalius: fresh red chili peppers, cayenne pepper, ground chili powder, whole black peppercorns, coffee beans, peppered beef jerky, and 2 eggs. These offerings emphasize heat, endurance, vitality, and determination. Eggs are also frequently connected with his traditional serpent imagery. Finally, we arrive at the contract. Some practitioners choose to write one. Others never do. Some sign it only with ink. Others choose to add a few drops of their own blood as a personal symbol of commitment. Whether or not someone creates a written pact is entirely a personal decision. In my own experience, Earl Andromalius never placed much importance on the physical document itself. As he once said to me, "It's just paper." To me, that statement serves as a reminder that actions, honesty, discipline, and keeping your word ultimately carry far more weight than any document ever could. A contract may help focus intention, but it is your integrity and your conduct that truly define the relationship. Let me share with you more about Earl Andromalius, so you may approach him with the respect he demands. As a Great Earl, his primary classical alignment is with the planet Mars, governing action, aggression, severing ties, and defensive protection. However, many modern practitioners also work with his strong Saturnian currents for strict law, boundary enforcement, and karmic justice. His primary planet is Mars. His secondary influence is Saturn. He is strongly connected to Tuesday, the day of Mars, excellent for active legal battles or recovering what was taken. He also responds powerfully on Saturday, Saturn's day, ideal for cold justice, binding thieves, and enforcing boundaries. In the Hermetic system of the Golden Dawn, Andromalius rules the final decan of the zodiac, Pisces, from 20 to 30 degrees. His most potent seasonal window falls between March 16th and March 20th. His element is primarily water, granting deep intuition and the ability to look straight into the human heart, though some systems also associate him with air. His tarot correspondence is the Ten of Cups. While this card usually represents peace and emotional fulfillment, in Andromalius's context, it symbolizes the final restoration of order, absolute emotional security, and the protection of your home and peace from outside threats. To align with his energy, many practitioners use planetary hours. The martial hour on Tuesday is best for legal combat, unmasking enemies, or recovering stolen property. The Saturnian hour on Saturday is ideal for binding trauma, setting unbreakable boundaries, or forcing legal finality. As a spirit of hidden things, he is also particularly active during the quiet hours of the night, especially between midnight and 3 a.m. Andromalius occupies a highly unique position as the 72nd and final spirit listed in the Ars Goetia. Because of this placement, he is often the one called last, after dealing with all the chaos, passion, and conflict of the previous 71 spirits. He comes to clean up the mess, establish absolute order, and enforce final balance. While he is famous for catching thieves, the original texts also state he is exceptional at finding where treasures be hid. This is rarely interpreted as buried pirate gold. Instead, practitioners call upon him to uncover hidden assets during difficult divorces, locate lost or misplaced financial documents, or suddenly discover unexploited income opportunities when feeling financially stuck. And then there is the serpent he carries. In ancient lore, the serpent represents gnosis, sharp knowledge and awareness, as well as the ability to shed old skins and recover from trauma. For Andromalius, the serpent is not just a symbol. It is his weapon. He uses it to constrict, bind, and paralyze thieves, liars, and wrongdoers until they comply. I will now guide you through the ritual to contact the Great Earl Andromalius. First, check the day and the planetary hour. This is very important. Begin by thoroughly cleaning the physical space. Remove all dirt, clutter, and chaos. These things conflict with his orderly and structured energy. Sit comfortably but rigidly in front of the altar. Place the Earl's seal in the very center. Anoint it with dragon's blood oil and chili oil at the 4 corners. If you have a contract, anoint its 4 edges as well. If the seal is made of metal, you may also pass it through the incense smoke. Some practitioners also anoint the candles. This is a personal choice. Sit in a rigid, straight, and stoic posture. Do not slouch. Light the candles and dim all other lights. Spend 3 to 5 minutes in silence, clearing your mind of all emotional panic, fear, or desperate begging. Andromalius does not respond to hysterics. He responds to a cold, clear desire for justice. Some practitioners also use an obsidian mirror, but this is entirely optional. Gaze directly at his sigil. Begin to whisper his Ian in a low, steady, and monotone voice. It is very important to let the hissing S sounds vibrate through the quiet room. Repeat the chant rhythmically. Many practitioners repeat the N9, 18, or 108 times, using meditation beads to keep count without breaking focus. You will know his current is arriving when the room suddenly feels heavy, completely still, and distinctly chilly. Speak clearly, truthfully, and without flowery flattery. Present your case like you are standing before a judge. Be specific. For example, Earl Andromalius, I call upon you to look into this situation, then clearly define the action you seek. Cut through the illusions surrounding this event, expose the hidden malice, return my stolen peace of mind, and bring objective justice. Then finish with the agreement. State what you will give in return once the task is completed. Because Earl Andromalius is a cold, silent doer, you will rarely hear him as a booming external voice or an emotional monologue. His communication is quiet, structural, and factual. When you invoke him, look for his response through these 4 distinct channels. The internal drop. His voice often feels like a sudden block of ice dropping into your mind. It is an internal, wordless clarity. You will suddenly just know the absolute truth of a situation without doubt or emotional confusion. It sounds like your own inner voice, but stripped of all anxiety and fear, completely objective, flat, and calm. Sudden reality checks. He answers by instantly shattering illusions or gaslighting. You may be overthinking a trauma or a legal case, and a sharp, almost aggressive thought will cut through the noise. Stop. That is a lie. This is the truth. It feels less like a conversation, and more like a judge slamming a gavel in your mind. The chilling shift. He often communicates through the physical atmosphere of the room. The air may suddenly turn distinctly cold, or a heavy, absolute stillness will blanket the space. If you ask a question and the room immediately goes dead silent and freezing, that is often his definitive sign of agreement. Direct external signs. Because he is a spirit of physical action, he prefers to speak through real-world results. A day or 2 after invoking him, you might suddenly find a missing document, or a malicious person will slip up and reveal their own lie. You may also notice serpent imagery, stone symbols, or scales of justice appearing in your daily life or dreams. His way of saying, I am actively executing the task. Listen for the silence, not the noise. Earl Andromalius speaks loudest by stripping away the lies, until only the unvarnished truth remains. Because he is a quiet doer, Earl Andromalius does not require a dramatic farewell. Simply thank him for his silent execution with respect, and say, Go forth, Earl Andromalius, and execute this task with speed and justice. Hail, Andromalius. Then let the candles burn down safely. About the offerings. Some practitioners leave them on the altar for 1 or 2 hours, and then dispose of them respectfully. I personally prefer to leave them for a full 24 hours, so the Earl can enjoy the energetic essence in peace. The Golden Rule with Andromalius. Never let an offering rot, mold, gather dust, or look messy on your altar. This directly conflicts with his orderly and pristine energy. The best method is to return it to the earth by burying the offerings. The Great Earl also respects fasting because it perfectly matches his stoic nature. Andromalius is completely devoid of excess, luxury, or emotional indulgence. Fasting demonstrates strict self-discipline and serious intent. Spiritual fasting should always be tailored to your physical capabilities. If you have any medical conditions, never force a strict fast. Depending on your health and experience, you may choose one of these 3 structured approaches. The 24-hour spiritual fast. Consume only water from sunset the day before your ritual until the invocation is complete on Tuesday or Saturday night. The sun fast. Eat a clean, light meal before sunrise and consume nothing but water during the daylight hours leading up to your late-night ritual. The clean-eating fast for 24 to 48 hours before the ritual. Cut out all sugar, alcohol, caffeine, meat to cleanse your system. The following is my personal interaction with Earl Andromalius using voiced dialogue. I was really inexperienced back then and didn't know much about him. Through his answers, you will clearly see his character, his cold patience, his directness, and his stoic nature, even though I kept pushing him for confirmation. Certain questions and responses are withheld here under the law of silence. Do you accept my contract?
The contract is not rejected, but the terms are unclear and overly focused on guarantees and certainty. Clarification is required.
Do you accept the revised terms?
The revised request is much closer to alignment. Plant the seed now and allow time for results.
Should I fulfill my side first?
Lead with sincerity and maturity. Focus on character rather than bargaining.
Are these terms more acceptable?
Stop trying to perfect the contract. Focus on intention and truth, rather than legal wording.
I think you want me to fulfill my side first.
The lesson is deeper than a simple transaction. Continue seeking understanding.
Do you accept the offering?
Acknowledged.
Is there anything you wish to tell me before I close this ritual?
Stay observant. Stop chasing confirmation. Allow events to unfold naturally.
I will conclude with this. Earl Andromalius is one of those spirits that will come to test you. He came to me 2 days after the ritual. His test was incredibly intelligent. He spoke directly to my subconscious, directly to my soul. There is no hiding from him. To everyone wondering, I passed his test, and my answer was given directly afterward. There is one critical final piece of information regarding Earl Andromalius that I want to share, and it is absolutely vital to know before you begin your work. The mirror effect. Because Andromalius is the absolute spirit of objective justice, truth, and the punishment of malice, his energy behaves like a flawless cosmic mirror. He operates with absolute neutrality. If you invoke him to punish someone for gaslighting you, cheating you, or acting out of malice, you must be completely innocent of those exact actions in the situation. There is a real reversal risk. If a practitioner calls upon him out of hidden spite, petty revenge, or if they are lying to themselves about their own role in the conflict, Andromalius will not target the other person. Instead, his piercing sight will turn directly on the summoner, exposing their own illusions and bringing justice to their doorstep. The rule of engagement is simple. Approach him only with pure facts and clean hands. If you have made mistakes, admit them openly during your petition. He values raw honesty above perfection. I praise you and thank you, Earl Andromalius. Hail, Earl Andromalius.